Right, everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name's Imani Nikita, and I am here to introduce to you guys my new show, which is, not show, sorry, podcast, Top Cinco. This is just an idea that I've had for a very long time, and I'm now just not being a pussy about it, stop talking about it, and just getting it done. Thank you to my guest, Jimmy, as well. He's obviously been a big help in helping me just even get the basis of this set up and just giving me the motivation to just be like, you know what, just do it, bro. If you want to do it, just do it. So thank you very much. And I'll let him introduce himself. Jimmy, here we go. Take it away, boy.
Yeah, Jimmy, I know have known each other for a long time. Both huge football fans, not just with English football, sort of football globally. Um, we went to school together as well, but obviously now I'm now based in Canada, whilst also floating between USA and Mexico. So hence the top.
And look at the top, by the way, guys. I hope you all appreciate, like, what are we saying about that Mexico top? Because I think that
It's
looks
pretty
fucking.
fresh. It's pretty fresh. Do you know what, there's two funny. So when we were gone out for the day, and
Yeah.
I've been saying to Mrs. I was like, I want to get some Mexico jersey. I love them, right? She was like,
Yeah.
yeah, all right. And then she asked me to go get some water. We were at the beach, and she asked me to go get some water. So I was like, yeah, sure. So water and beers, like for everyone. So I was like, sure, no problem. As I was
Yeah.
on my way back, I walked past the store that's selling all different jerseys. There's a sports shop. So I go in there and I see not no, it's this one and the old away kit, which is like sort of cream and it's got like patterns all over it. I think I
Yeah.
showed you a picture. I'll
Yeah.
wear it another week.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, do you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna grab. I'm just gonna do it. I'll ask for forgiveness, not permission. Just do
Yeah.
it. So buy them, go back, put them in my bag, go back. Then about 2 hours later, she was like, let's go have a look around the shops. So we're looking around the shops, and then she goes into one that's got the new Mexico away jersey, right? No, first of all, she picked up this one again and said, "Oh, do you know what? Like, let's get it for you." And nah, it's all right. I was like, it's all right. She goes, but you really want one? She was like, you really want one? And I was like, yeah, but it's fine. So she then picked up. I said, how about the new away one, which is really beautiful as well, the design on it. So I said, yeah, I'll take that one. So I got that, and it's funny because with normally my size, I'd say I'm like a large for football
Yeah.
shirts, but over here they were like, yeah, no, I think you'd be an extra large,
You took
because
offense.
obviously they all extra large because they said like you're so much bigger than we are, and in my head I was like, oh, like I'm
There's
taller, and they were just like, yeah, like, you don't mean just taller, do you?
body size, boy, like around here, the waist.
Yeah, I was like, sure, and then I put on the extra large, and I was like, yeah, it fits perfectly. So so yeah, they were right. But it was so funny. And then I came home, and then I was like, right, how do I like? I had to just essentially eventually confess. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
when you said you got me one, I'd already bought two like a couple of hours before, and she was like, fuck's sake, we should like $200 on jerseys.
Yo, the jerseys were so hard. I had to rep all of
I
them.
was like, it's fine. I was like, I won't ask for anything else. I promise. I won't ask for anything else. That's it. That's it.
Listen, I rate you. I rate you for doing that. So we'll get you on, obviously, a couple more shows because you're going to be my main second guy as we're doing this. So appreciate that, and we'll see some more of those tops as well. But yeah, just touching back on Top Cinco, I'm pretty much just going to be talking football, obviously. Cinco, top five things of the week that I want to be discussing. You're probably thinking, oh, how the hell are you going to choose what top five things to talk about? I mean, I'm just going to just go off of what I think would be the best things to talk about and what I want to talk about, really. So there is no, like, you have to talk about X, Y, and Z. So we're just going to roll with it. So with that in mind, we're going to get on to the first bit that I want to talk about, which is obviously the Prem being back last weekend. The break always seems to kill every guy. Like, it is horrible when Prem football's away, but we love it when it's back. So what are we thinking of our top three for this season, Jimmy? Let's go with that first. I want to hear.
I think Man City and Arsenal would definitely be two of those top three for sure. I think that's pretty
Are
unquestionable.
you unsure of which way it's going to be, or do you know, or you've got a feeling who?
I think if Arsenal are going to do it, like it has to be this season. It just has
Yeah,
to be. I
I
think
hear
if
you.
they don't do it, it will deflate them so much.
I was literally about to say, like, it's going to be like that how Liverpool were when they were trying
Yeah,
to do that with City, and you know, if you don't get it, it's just going to be a third year, man. Imagine trying to do something or want something so bad for 3 years in a row and coming close twice, and then like the third year not getting it again. Nah.
yeah. And no, and even to the point, I think even if you guys win it this year, I think City will still win it next year. I don't even think it'll be a case of
Back on a madness, just be like, you know what? Yeah, we just wanted to break that up. Let them have
yeah.
that this year. We're back on smoke. But
But the only thing I think will have any impact is what happens off the pitch with City, whether they do get any restrictions or what happens with this
yeah,
pending case. That could potentially decide what happens this year or what happens next year.
and
But
who's your
based on what we know now, I think it's going to be Arsenal or City. As I said, I would much rather. I don't really want either of the teams to win, to be
yeah?
honest, being a United fan. But Arsenal
Hey,
would 100% be the preference because just to make it competitive, like we're turning into like the German league now, like where it's just
four
one team
years.
just winning it
Hey,
every year.
question: do you think that's embarrassing, or does that just show how strong City are?
It shows how strong City are for sure, but it's I don't want to like I don't know like with with all these 115 charges and stuff, like I don't know what the full extent of that is, but obviously it seems very serious. I don't want to just say this as a like just because I'm a United fan and
United,
there's obviously
yeah,
there's a level of bias there for sure, like there is, but it was also like, well, to what extent have they like there are rules to follow, like there just are.
yeah.
Like so it's like if you haven't followed them, how much credit is being given can you give to that team? Like I mean obviously on the pitch, they play brilliantly. Well they play a style of football that's it's very, very difficult to beat when you've got the players
Everyone's
they
trying
have.
to play that style of football now, so you know, there's
But
no.
that does upset me because I don't get excited to watch, and obviously I don't even know if as a neutral how exciting it is to watch Man City. There's definitely an element of appreciation, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I do think it's boring.
Appreciate
It's boring watching a team just knock it around over and over again and and then score a goal by cutting it across goal and then
yeah.
someone scores a tap in. It's like I don't know. That for me isn't. I much when Liverpool were giving them a go. As much as I hate Liverpool,
Oh, mate.
that was way more entertaining to watch.
Like for me, I always say that to like anyone when we're talking about the style of football. That like obviously it was just like it was almost like fuck it, yeah, fuck it, let's go kind of football. Like
Yeah,
when they were going forward, they were on smoke. Obviously, I
yeah.
would say anything like defensively you could get at them, but it was just so exciting to watch them. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah,
And
but that's what they had. They had that belief about them that it kind of they had a good defense anyway. To be fair to them, and great goalkeeper, but it just felt like even if they conceded, they were just going to come at you so
yeah,
relentlessly again that you weren't
sure.
going to be able to survive it. So it was just, yeah. I think Jurgen Klopp described it as like a symphony versus rock and roll. Is like how he described it. It's like it's just yeah, it's an intensity, and it was right. I way preferred watching that. To
Yeah,
be fair, Liverpool they might be a bit of a surprise this year. I say a surprise just because they haven't signed anyone.
yeah.
But I think they'll do well. I think they'll be up there
I
for
think
sure.
they will as well. Well, I wanted to know who your third team was going to be. So obviously you're giving
Probably,
me.
probably at the moment, I may put even Liverpool in there. Weirdly, I may put Liverpool. I would love to say United, but that's with the
Yeah,
way the last season went. It feels.
you really
So
don't
I
know.
want to see how things play out. But I think it's possible we get top four for sure. I think it's possible. I think we've signed players that we needed to sign. We've improved areas that we needed to improve on.
Yeah,
Um, would I have preferred to have a 30 goal a season striker sign for us? Absolutely. But
cool.
how many of them are there that you can if you don't nowadays if you don't develop that player they cost you 100 million. If you
Yeah,
don't develop that player from within it's £100 million sign and then it's well you know if you think of an Osimhen or someone like that
mm,
those springs to mind go well it's not known whether he's going to hit the ground running in the Prem and bag you that
yeah.
many goals whereas like Harry Kane for example was the one I would have loved to
I
have got.
I said it like a couple of years back when he was when there was uncertainty about his summer, and I said that the move that I personally thought at the time he should have made was to United. United were in desperate need of a striker. I still believe, like to this day, that he would have got goals for United. Plus, if he could get that golden boot record as well, I just feel like he could have. I'm not saying that he would have retired at United, but I think he could have at least been there till 33, maybe.
Yeah. It wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me if that still happens one day. It would. Like, he strikes me as a player that will be able to play until he's late 30s, I reckon. Because
he's getting slower and slower. You can see that,
but he was never fast. Like, he was never fast, Harry Kane, ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so it's just, I think his whole game's been built off. He just is intelligent and can just finish. So it's like that kind of play. You think you can, and the way that they're trained nowadays, like they can just extend their career a lot more. He doesn't seem like someone that goes out on the Raz on Saturday night. So I think it wouldn't shock me if we see him at United one day. It wouldn't shock me at all.
Really, even now, okay.
Even now, I could see him doing 2-3 years in the Bundesliga more, and then maybe when his contract's up or until his last year.
Let's have a look, because won't he be pushing like? God, how old would he be in a couple of years? Because I know he's like 31 now, no?
That's what I mean. But I could still sit at 33, 34, like happening. Yeah, I see that. But he's 31. He scored 44 goals last season. Like, so even if he's having a decline whereby 34 he's scoring 25, 30, you're still going to take that player. Like, you're still going to take that, because those guys, there's such a small number of those guys that exist.
Yeah,
you would take it. You take a player like that for sure. I say it's not going to be anywhere in the next couple of years for sure, but I could see it happening one day. Is all I mean.
Okay, interesting. Bottom three. Who's your bottom three, bro?
Ipswich will be in there.
Okay, you said that.
Ipswich. I think Forest are going to struggle as well.
Yeah.
And maybe Southampton as well. I think that could be the bottom three for me. Yeah, that would be. But Ipswich will be is my guaranteed they're going down, in my opinion. They're I just don't think they'll be able to compete, because it was too, like Luton. It was too fast of a rise.
Yeah,
I think it was just too hard.
Obviously we've only seen one game. They did pretty well actually against Liverpool, and matched them for some parts of the game, and they were actually trying to play football as well. But I don't know whether that would be their downfall. But it's funny, so I'll go on to my top three and then my bottom three. Funnily enough, my top three, obviously Arsenal, City. I think obvious, same reasons, just they just seem like the strongest. And I actually put Liverpool in there. Now I know we speak about pre-season and people was like, yeah, pre-season don't really matter, results, all that kind of stuff. I saw Liverpool. I wanted to keep an eye because I've got a few friends that are Liverpool fans, and obviously Arnie Slot. And one of the guys that I actually used to work with was just like, I want this guy out. I don't want him in my club. I was like, mate, relax. You got to give him a chance. And I watched a few games in pre-season, and I just love watching football anyway. So I watched a few of their games pre-season, and the football that they're playing under him, I just, you know what? If he can get that defense right, because their attack is obviously just still scary as fuck, menacing. And McAllister had a good season. If he builds on that, Szoboszlai, first season, but he can build on that, definitely. He didn't even have. I don't even think he hit the levels that we've seen that Szoboszlai can hit. Big seasons coming up for, I would say, for Gravenberch, for Gakpo, top scorer at the Euros with joint top scorer of about 4 other man. But anyway, rambling on with Liverpool, but I think it's gonna be Arsenal, Liverpool, and City up there this season. That's my prediction for the top three. And then my bottom three, I literally, same as you, I was Southampton, Forest, I've got there. But I didn't say Leicester, I didn't say Ipswich straight away like you. I slightly think that they're going to stay up, and I think it's going to be Forest. Did I say Forest? So, sorry, my bottom three is Southampton, Leicester, and Forest.
Okay, interesting. See, I think Leicester will stay up. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because of their history in the Premier League.
Yeah, probably.
A little bit better. But yeah, who knows?
Monday Night Football, they did it. They held on against Tottenham. Let me say that. That game, again, I watched that, and the way Spurs were peppering Leicester, I was like, oh my God. It's just like, you could see them after like the first couple of chances that Spurs didn't score. I was like, oh, it's going to be one of those games. They're going to be knocking on the door, knocking on the door, knocking on the door. But I actually thought that they might slightly end up losing. So for them, I think they'll be pissed that they dropped those 2 points. But for Leicester, they'll be buzzing with that. But that takes us.
And how good is it to have Jamie Vardy back in the Prem as well?
I was literally about to go back on Vardy. Like how mad is it that he bagged again?
Yeah.
Like this guy, like in the Premier League, is a joke.
Yeah, it is.
Last season, obviously, he dropped down to the Championship. His numbers, I've got his numbers here. Vardy, he was doing bits. 18 goals last season for Jamie Vardy.
Right.
In the Championship. That is not bad at all.
Not bad. 30. He was been 30. He's 37 now, right? So he was 36 then.
So that's numbers for someone.
It's numbers because it's like when we're talking about players having the nutrition side of their game now. This guy's like smoking cigs and drinking Red Bulls before games at 36, and he's still doing it. He's still doing it. I'm so happy he's back. Like, he's a guy that you hate playing against. You hate playing against him. But, like, when you're watching him play against someone else, like the thing he did to the Tottenham fans where he pointed at the Prem badge and did one.
And he came out and said he was like, Tottenham fans were giving me shit, so I gave it back. Like,
100%. I want more of that. I want more of that, for sure.
Listen, the fans pay their money to come to the game. I'm not saying that they can come there and do whatever they want. Do you know what I mean? But they pay good money to watch these games. If they want to shout shit and do that kind of shit, they're obviously going to do it. But if the footballers are giving it back as well, that's entertainment as well.
Yeah. Well, you listen. We've all been to enough live games to say like every single stadium it goes past what is just like you trying to banner a player. Like there's some real idiot people that go to every single stadium across the entire country that say like abhorrent shit like that shouldn't be said to anyone. So it's like someone doing that back to you or whatever, or going like that. It's nothing in comparison to what you would have said to him. Yeah. They'd have been because you got to remember with all the stuff he had with his wife, little bit. They'd be giving him so much shit about his wife, his family, like everything. You know how it'll be.
I reckon half of the stick he gets is because of his missus.
Yeah, almost certainly. Because what else could you say, especially as a Tottenham? You're talking about a guy who literally won the Premier League with a team that got relegated the year before. You can't criticise anything he did professionally. It's only the external stuff.
Yeah. Oi, while it's in my mind, thinking about it, Rebecca fucking Vardy. You know, when I was at Oxford, right?
Right.
First team captain at the time, Luke Foster.
Right.
That was his missus.
No way.
She really has made the rise as well, just like her husband. She did the rise as well from non-league to Premier. I'm telling you, big up Rebecca Vardy. If you ever see this, if Jamie sees the clip, whatever, bro, your missus had the rise as well from the conference.
People don't talk about that. No one talks about the rise of Rebecca Vardy like they do with Jamie, do they? Like, fuck me, shagging her way to the top. She shagged her way to the England team, basically.
When I saw it, I was like, what the?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I probably would have seen her like in the players' lounge like a few times at home games and that as well. And just like not even like thought anything of it, obviously, because you don't really. It's like obviously back then, even some of the conference players back then, the women were tiny. They was bagging. I said, oh, okay. Yeah. But anyway, sorry, we're going off a little bit off topic now. So Monday Night Football was back. Vardy doing his thing. Did you see Dom Solanke? Did you catch any of the highlights? See the game at all?
I didn't catch any of. I didn't really catch much of it. He got injured though, didn't he, in the game?
No, he didn't. No, not Solanke.
Oh, he's gonna. Well, I only saw a report. He got a knock in that game. He's gonna miss the next game because of a knock he got against Leicester. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That was what. Well, that's what I saw. I think I'm pretty certain I saw that today. Like Angie in the press conference said that, and I was like, damn, like, already.
Oh, that's long. I was going to say, so I wanted to talk about him briefly as well. What do you think he's going to be, hit or miss, first and foremost? Or too early to say? You can say hit, miss, or too early.
It's probably too early, but if I had to bet on one of those two, I would say miss. I would say
I'm
miss. I
going.
don't see him being a hit.
I think he's going to be. Okay, only because I watched that one game. I mean, I know you can't judge a lot from one game, but he had two great headers that they were on target. He probably should have done better with those. Had a great shot, I think, early second half, which he put straight down the keeper's throat. I mean, you could say good save, but I think straight down the keeper's throat. But he looked sharp, and I think that he's going to get a lot of chances, unless he's going to be one of those that like gets himself into these positions, gets many chances, and is just wasteful. But I don't think I slightly think he's going to be a hit. I'll be real. And
yeah, it's possible. I've seen it's just what I've seen of him does nothing says to me like that's like he's got that killer instinct. Obviously, the top scouts disagree with me because Bournemouth paid a shitload of money for him as well, didn't they, when they brought him in to get him? Wasn't it Liverpool he started off at before?
When he was growing up, I mean, a lot of these young Chelsea guys were very, very good players. They were very good players. But he obviously showed what he could do at Bournemouth. It's time. I mean, I think it was time as well. Let's be honest, because like you've come through that Chelsea academy, you've had the reputation that you've had. I think a lot of people forget he didn't have that move to Liverpool as well.
That's what I mean, yeah, because he went from Liverpool to Bournemouth is where he went, wasn't it? And it was quite a lot of money that Bournemouth paid for him.
Yeah, so
I just haven't seen anything from him yet where I go, oh yeah, that's a well-being. I just think.
So
how old is he now?
You're not rating the 90 last season with only two of them being pens in the Premier League?
I mean, maybe, but it's just I don't know. I'm not convinced, but
okay,
we'll see. I'm happy to be proven wrong.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be proven wrong. Yeah.
But honestly, yeah, we'll see. Like you said, early doors. Let's just hope he doesn't do like a Darren. Well, I don't really care actually, but yeah, imagine if he does like a Darren Bent. Fucking sign a striker that was banging elsewhere, comes to Spurs and just poo. I won't hate. I don't really care. Just wanted to discuss. Let's go on to transfer business. There's quite a few players that we're unsure about. We don't know where they're going to be. Big names. We'll reel off some names and we'll talk about them and talk about their situations. I've got down here, a few players, and I'll name them and then we'll just discuss basically.
Sure.
First one, Ivan Toney. What are we saying about Ivan?
Well, I heard something that there's a deal in place for him to go to the Saudi league or something like that.
I don't see it, and I mean, obviously, anyone going to Saudi, you understand first and foremost why they're going. Bread.
Yeah.
You're patterning your career, right? But someone like Ivan Toney, should he be going there now? First and foremost.
No, in my opinion, no.
And not where should he go?
Yeah, I think what I wonder with him, because I think he's got definitely the talent to play for a top 6 team, in my opinion, without a doubt. I wouldn't be pissed off if United signed him. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Like an out-and-out number 9 would be useful for us right now. But I don't know if it's all the other stuff that comes with Ivan Toney, like his like insane level of disrespect towards Brentford. Like at every opportunity he gets, he'll disrespect them. That might not be something that as a club you're like. It's not going to make you want to sign the player.
Yeah.
When they do that, how much it makes them not want to sign you, I don't know, but it's definitely not going to make them want to sign you more.
Yeah.
But I do think with him, because wherever he went, he would get a huge pay rise from what he's getting at Brentford. You would think, right? Yeah. He's going to get a significant amount. So it's like, I get when you go to Saudi, it's you're going to get a lot of tax-free money and it's going to be insane. But it's like you're already wherever you go is going to be a big bump right now. Like why isn't that enough?
How important is your career to you? Like, is it about legacy or is it about money?
Yeah, I know, and I get it, and there is always you can say legacy and still not get that by moving to a top 6 club. Do you know what I mean? You could go to a team and spend 3 years and they may not win anything in that 3 years, and it's meant nothing, and yet you would look at it like, well, I've just cost myself 20-30 million quid and I've got the same amount of trophies like as a result. It's I think those things. I'm not mad at any player that goes to Saudi, but I also don't think it's when they try and pretend that it's like a real league or it's real competition. I'm like, no, don't do that. Just admit it is what it is. Like,
when all of those players, like, what was it last summer when like we just had a mad influx of players just go. I remember trying to watch a couple of games.
Yeah.
Oh, the standard of football, brother, I'm telling you, like even like Championship League One is better. Like
Yeah, I can imagine it is. Yeah.
like all of that, like it was shit. And I'm like, these big names have gone there and they're playing there, and even I even saw reports of some matches where they've got like 700-800 fans in the stadium. You've gone from playing in front
When once you're there and you've got the money, what's your motivation? Because it's not to go, I want to win the Premier League or I want to win the Champions League. So all of those personal accolades have gone, are removed, right? Because there's nothing to play for over there. Like no one gives a shit if you've won the Saudi Cup or the Saudi League. No one will ever care about that. So all of that motivation gets removed from a player, and then all financial motivation's gone as well because they're set. So it's like they're just in training game mode. It's exhibition football.
That's a very good point. So is it every game is just like a training game for them?
Yeah. Why would you give 100%? What difference does it make? What difference does it make to give 100%? Like, and it's in 45-degree heat in front of 25 people or whatever. Like, it's like, who gives a shit? Why would you care? It means nothing. Like, I get why you're doing it, but you're accepting a retirement, in my opinion. Like when you go there, like that's just it's a retirement. It's like when Floyd Mayweather does these exhibition bouts. Like, you know what I mean? It's the same thing for me when you're over there.
Yeah. I've never actually thought of it like that. To be fair, that's a very good point. It's a very good point. Next player, Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah.
What about him? Does he stay and fight Raya for game time, or does he need to make a move? And if he does, where does he go? And who should sign him? Like where would he be a good fit?
I think well, I think teams are going to be put off with going for him now because I think he was so recently the Arsenal #1 within the last year that his price tag's going to be high that comes with that. I think if you wait, the longer teams wait, the more that will go down because it's so confirmed that he's not the #1 goalie or not surplus to requirements, so to speak. So I don't think many teams will go for him now. But and you think with every year he has less on his contract, his value is going to drop as well, right? So I think teams will wait. Teams will wait to make a move on him. I don't think he should go just yet. Anyway, I don't. I mean, he had a super good start with you guys when he was first brought in. But it was funny though because when he was first brought in, I was like, what are they doing? Like that is not that.
Like Arsenal fans were getting mugged off. Arsenal were getting mugged off. Everyone was laughing. Ha ha! You're signing a goalkeeper that's been relegated 2 seasons in a row. You lot are a joke. Blah blah blah. And
and to be fair, at the start, he proved a lot of people right, including me. I was like, wow, he actually looks like he should be playing at that level. Yeah. And then just as time went on, it was like just little mistakes. Again, it's like, is that a championship? That's not a goalie that's going to get you to the championship line? It just wasn't. So
obviously,
I think he's a great backup for Arsenal for this year. If Rai gets injuries or anything like that, or cup games, whatever he's needed for.
Do you sit there and just fight for your place and potentially maybe there's an agreement that he's going to be play the cup games? I don't know, League Cup, FA Cup. I say cup. Obviously, Champions League is cup as well, but Raya's going to want to play Champions League, right?
So Champions League's like a separate cup competition, isn't it? That's your first 11 always. Like that's not you don't put reserves out in those games.
Yeah. Okay. So Ramsdale interesting. We're really 50-50 with him, like whether he stays or goes. Another one who I personally think is 50-50, but obviously I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but it seems 50-50 is Mark Gay. Mark Gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you saying about him? Like, apparently he's expected to leave. There's been a couple of bids from Newcastle. Is that even the right move, first and foremost, for him?
I don't know. I think it's a good step up. To be fair, it's definitely a forward trajectory, I guess, from Palace. But I don't know. I kind of like from England's perspective. I guess thinking of the national team, I like that move. I think he's going to be playing. There's more expectations and and he'll need to deliver more at Newcastle than he necessarily is expected to do at Palace. So I do like it. Would I like to see? I mean, I only really watched him super seriously at the Euros because I don't
Yeah,
typically tune into a lot of Palace games,
yeah,
but I was super impressed with him at the Euros. I was like, wow, this guy looks like the real deal. To be fair,
yeah.
so I think it's a good move. I don't think it's yeah, I quite like it. To be honest, I think it would be a good. I don't think he's good enough to go and
What do
play
you reckon it's
for
worth?
City or Arsenal or Liverpool.
Crazy money. So how much as Newcastle gaffer, how much are you paying for him?
Yeah, I mean, something like this, I think a 50 million bid got rejected. That seems a bit crazy. Like, I think that's like the absolute top of what he's worth. But again, part of it's because he's English, I think. If he was like from Romania, they probably would have got him for like 20 million. Like, part of it, I think, is because he's English. So,
Yeah, you're probably
the English tax, as you would
English
call it.
tax,
Like,
you like to call it,
yeah,
right?
I think it's probably. And when you think Harry Maguire was 80 million, you're like, yeah, he's probably at least worth 50 million. Then
Yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
so like,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mark's definitely worth at least a 60.
Yeah.
Moving on, I've got a few more players to go through. Next one is Chilwell.
Yeah.
Ben Benjamin.
Strange one with him because I do think when he's fit and fully ready to go, he's a great left back, but
I'm exactly the same.
he just never is. So it's like, what do you
It's
do?
sad, isn't it? Like,
I heard rumours. I don't know if you've heard to say he got offered to United, and I was like, the last thing we need is a third injury-prone left back.
yeah. Fucking Malacia Shaw and
Yeah, those two. Like they're going to play about 5 games
oh
between
my
them.
god.
Yeah, because you know what happened? We'd have all three of them, and Delo would still be playing left back. So it would still be 100%,
Facts.
100%.
Facts. Physios will be having a fucking field day with United's left backs.
Yeah, they'll be earning their keep for sure. Those physios.
Who we got in the fifth today then? The usual.
Yeah, the usual three.
So he needs to move really. He's not even been involved like in team selection.
Yeah, he's well. They're like training on him and like Sterling and all those. They're all like training on their own.
Or not like it's mad what's going on with him.
Yeah.
But does anyone take a punt on him? Do you reckon? Or does
Maybe
he
alone because it's only like what we've got a week to go
need to go?
for the transfer. I think nothing major is going to happen with him now. I think maybe a loan deal to. I could see him like a loan at Everton or a team of that sort of. Maybe a West Ham something, and then
West
seeing
Ham
what
will not.
happens if he then.
The West Ham fans will cane you, boy, when they watch this. They were like, "Nah, we got Emerson, mate. What are you talking about?"
Sure, I'm not sure he'd be first choice for it because of his injuries. He's gonna have to
Yeah,
work. He's gonna have to spend a lot of time working his way into a team anyway. Like it's
it's
not.
it,
I don't think it's guaranteed. And when you've had that many injuries, you're not going to be what you once were when you're injured
yeah.
that often.
Or it's going to be one of those things where they can't get him. They can't get him to go. He just has to sit tight. He gets himself fit and proves he can stay. He can stay fit for I don't know, maybe 3-4 weeks. He's having a good run in the 23s. He's getting himself fit, no injuries,
Crazy.
and then maybe plays his way back into the Chelsea team because he definitely can. There's no one in the Chelsea team at left back that can be like, "Oh, nah, this is my position. Chilwell ain't
I would
getting
agree
in."
with that too. I would agree with that as well. That's definitely a possibility for sure. That's if it's all that thing though with him. If you're fit and for a prolonged amount of time, like if he goes this season completely injury free, then I can see it as a possibility. But I think even if he has one injury that takes him out for a month or so, like it's over.
It'd have been nice to even just have a flipping fit Chilwell at the Euros, man.
100%. I mean, we needed that. We desperately needed a left back.
He needed that. But yes,
Yeah.
3 more players I'm going to go through. Next one
Go on.
is Scott McTominay, aka McSauce.
Oh.
That's that nickname that I've given him for a few seasons now, mate.
Yeah.
Half of the time is banter, I'll be honest. But he is McSauce, mate. Like the goals that he got for United last season, the Euros. There was a time I think he was even a point in the Euros qualifiers where he was top scorer. So we can't dig up McSauce, mate. McSauce can stay on his name. But again, do you want to keep him as a squad player? Because I think there's Man United fans are mixed with that one. What are you saying?
I absolutely love Scott. Like I do. I really love him. Like I really don't want him to go. When there was talks of Fulham buying him for like 30 million, I would have accepted that because that's like, okay, that's a good
30
amount of
mil.
money. But
Yeah.
at the same time, he's always happy to do his job, like for
100.
United. Like he just, if it comes on for 10 minutes and it's just to be difficult and be a nuisance, he'll do it. He comes up with huge. He's the modern Darren Fletcher, in my opinion. Like there's so many comparisons that can be made. Obviously Scottish, a squad player role, but turns up a lot in big
He definitely
games.
gets more goals than Fletcher.
He does, and worldies as well. Some of them are absolute worldies. He scores, and it's
Massive as well, isn't he? How tall is he?
no, he's big. He's got to be like 6'3", 6'4", something like that. He's a big old fella.
Type in McSauce as well.
Yeah.
Let's not do that.
But
right.
no, I love the guy. I think he's been a
6'4".
6'4". Yeah, that's a big dude.
That's a big
dude. And he wins headers as well. Like he scored a lot of headers over the years. And I don't know, it's just a shame you don't get many players. Certainly like foreign players when they come through the academy like him are a bit different. Where I think they have such a loyalty to the team where they accept their role and go, yeah, I'm not going to play every game, but when I come on, I'm giving it everything and I'm going to do whatever I can. Whereas you could sell him, and then if you bring in someone for, they go, well, no, I want to play, or I don't, I think
that's why United.
It's hard to find that role, like that, a guy that's happy to do that.
Keep him.
Yeah, so I would be happy to. I only want him to go if it is for like 30 mil plus. Yeah, it's really good money. Other than that, yeah, absolutely keep him in my opinion. What's the harm? He does no harm. Like he's not like a player that's on huge wages or anything like that. Like,
yeah,
I say keep him.
Literally good squad player.
Yeah, great squad player, and hard to find squad players like that these days.
Yeah, definitely. Last two, then we're gonna go Sterling and Sancho.
Yeah,
both were wingers that on their day frightening or can be frightening and have shown all of us viewers as football what they can do on their day. So what are we saying? Let's go Sterling first. Well, he's clearly been mugged off, so he's definitely going. Where is the right move for him? Because there's reports about Villa. Do you think that's the right move? If not Villa, then where should he be looking, you reckon?
Villa would be a good move. I don't see it happening though. Because of his money, the amount of money he's going to want. Why would you not just stay at Chelsea? They're the idiots that signed you on that stupid contract for that amount of money. That's like, if I was him, I'd be like, well, fuck it, I'll sit here then. Like, he's not going to get back into the England team, so his international career is done, in my opinion. Like, he's on the last stretch of he's a pacey winger, so it's like your pace every single year is going to be going down. Just if I was him, I would just stay in West London and enjoy myself. Like, absolutely no, just be as unprofessional as I can.
What did you say?
Be as unprofessional as I possibly can be. Like, if I was Raheem Sterling, like, just do that. Like, it's like there's no go to Villa. You're probably gonna have to cut your wages in half to go to Villa.
But they're saying low. They're talking about because obviously
maybe that would suit him. Maybe that would, but
Diaby's gone. Diaby was there for one season.
Yeah, I think Villa's the level he should be at now. Like, I think that's where he belongs. I think his best days are behind him. In truth,
sad to see, but he did come on the scene. What, he's 29.
Yeah, he's 17, isn't it? He's like super young. Yeah, he's been around for a long time.
Yeah, he's been about. Like, and he's had some quality years. Yeah, sad to see what's happened to him, but hopefully he can get a move and maybe enjoy the last few years of his career, whether that's in the Premier League or whether that's abroad. I say career, but like obviously I'm not saying he's going to retire anytime soon, but at this level anyway, I'm trying to say. Sancho, talk to me.
Just fucking get rid of him. Like, I really don't care. Just get him the fuck out of the club, for Christ's sake. Like, he was a player I never wanted him at United from the beginning. I didn't want him at United. He was a player at the time we signed him. We didn't need him at all. Like, wingers was not our issue, and it was like 70 million for a winger. And I had concerns about his ability to make it in the Prem just because it's so different to the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
And the way we played was very different to how Dortmund's set up as well. So like everything about it was a red flag. We get him. He played well for a couple of games and then went to shit. But I also like. I think people when he went back to Dortmund,
That's
on the loan spell
yeah.
recently. I think people massively overstated how well he was doing for them as well. I don't think he was. He didn't become. He had a few good games from what I saw, and the
Yeah.
rest of it was the same player that we've been watching at United. And the reason why the proof in that is Dortmund didn't fucking go for him like at all like in the summer. So it's like,
Well,
and
that was
no one's gone for him.
is it too expensive? A couple of things. I reckon either too expensive or even just Nuri Sahin, the new manager, is probably just like, nah, I don't really want him in my team.
Yeah,
Because I think he like Nuri Sahin is he was a very good player, by the way. Like I
he
remember him
was.
like
He was a baller. Yeah,
all that time. He was a baller.
yeah.
And I've seen clips of him in training and stuff like, and I just don't think that he would have been Sancho would have been his cup of tea for me.
No, not at all, not at all. But what's very clear is he's not going back to Dortmund. And yeah,
Yeah.
go and look at his bio on Instagram. It says he's a Dortmund player. It
Still,
doesn't say he doesn't say he's a Manchester United player. No, it says he's a Dortmund player. Yeah.
oh, I'm surprised he hasn't changed that back. United fans would have
No,
been
he's
happy.
not changed it back. He doesn't post anything about United. He has, from what I've seen, no effort to. People criticise Ten Hag. I don't believe I've not seen anything from him where he just has vendettas against players for no reason. I don't think. I think almost no top coach would do that. It's about
Yeah.
winning. So if they think, even if you're difficult, if they think that they're going to be able to win with you, they'll put up with some of your shit for sure.
Yeah, some of them will.
Like, but with
I reckon,
him, it's like I think he looks and go, "You're not only not going to help us win, I think you're going to hamper our chances." And
Mm.
you've got a fucking shit attitude. Like you've got a terrible attitude. So yeah, get rid of him. I would let him go on a free. I don't even want to transfer free for him. Like just literally let him leave. Like
Wow.
get him out.
You
Yeah.
can't, at big Manchester, you can't do that, bro.
No, we
That's
can't.
crazy.
But like, just for Christ's sake, like what
You
we
don't
what
want
we
to
doing?
do
It's
that,
going to cost us a fortune in wages. So just let him go for free, and we'll ride it off. We'll ride it off.
I hear,
That would be more. Yeah, that would be my stance on it.
I hear it. I hear it. But yeah, we're gonna round off to today's episode, the first episode, um, with a game. Jimmy's got a
Yeah.
game for us, and then we will close it down from there. And you will hopefully see me again next week. Tune in, new topics, new discussion, new vibes. Jimmy,
Mhm.
take it away with the last game. Give us the introduction, what we're going to be doing, and let's go.
Well, I've got two possible games for you. So one of
Yeah.
them is the David Beckham game that I ran by you. We can do that one if you want to do that one again.
Okay.
There was an important player I missed out. The second game was essentially like if you could be a player, right, from past or present, you have to be them, have their career, but also everything that comes with it. Like, so you could say, "Oh, I'd be Ronaldo," but then it's like you've got to be Ronaldo every day. Like, that's tough. Like, that's not easy being Ronaldo every
Oh,
day.
no,
So
yeah,
I have a name.
we'll set the Beckham one off till next week. Yeah, we'll do that
Sure.
one next week. I like this one. Let's go.
Yeah.
I like the sound of this.
So yeah, it's because I was thinking like if you a player like I'll give you my one and I'll explain why I chose. If I could be a player,
Yeah, you go. Yeah.
you'll laugh when I say it. So my player would be if I could be any player and have his career.
So yeah, it's gonna make it. It will probably make sense. But go. Yeah.
So mine will be David Villa from the former Valencia and Spain striker,
Yeah.
right? And I'll say why because he's a legend in Valencia. To the point he has a statue outside the stadium now.
He's got
Okay.
a mistake.
Statue of the stadium. Or he may have a stand. There's something he's remembered
Yeah.
at the Messiah now. He was a legend at Barcelona because he was part of that team that like probably the best club team ever that won the Champions League with Messi. When Messi was there, and he did that from the left wing. Okay, he's Spain's all-time top goal scorer. Okay, he has 2 Euros and a World Cup. 2 Euros and a World Cup, a Champions League, a La Liga. He has all the major trophies you would want. And yet, aside from me, if he was walking down the street,
Or David Silva.
David Villa, David
Oh,
Villa.
sorry. I thought you said Silva. My bad. Yeah.
No, David Villa. Yeah.
Yeah, you got and carry on. Sorry. Yeah.
So you have not all those goal scoring accolades and all the trophies that go with it. And let's be honest, if he was walking down the street, if he wasn't walking past me, most people wouldn't even recognise who he was.
That's
Like
so true.
he can go so many places and no one would even know who he is. And yet he has all this money, all these trophies, all these accolades. I was like, that's the perfect player to be, in my opinion, where you have all these achievements and real football heads will know who you are. But like the average Joe isn't gonna. You can just go into a restaurant and not have 100 people like swarming you immediately. And
Yeah,
you look at that trophy cabinet. You've got 2 Euros and a World Cup and the Champions League. They're all the biggest ones. You've got them. You've
yeah,
got 'em. And you were an important part of it. You weren't on the bench. You played in those games.
yeah. I hear what you're saying. You know.
So I know you haven't had as much time to me to think about it.
Yeah.
But who would yours be if you could do that?
Just thinking off the top of my head. Hmm. Do you know what? If I was do you know what? My answers probably would have been different based on like my age, if I'm being honest, because there's a part of me that would have wanted to be like slightly wild and out there, and a little bit controversial. But then I also like the idea of like, just being an absolute baller and then not being like too 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 mad with it as well. Uh, God, yeah, I don't want to flip and drag this out, but I'm probably going to say off the top of my head for now, because I haven't had much time to think about it. Thierry Henry.
Yeah, that's still a good
Uh,
one. That's a
I
very, very good one.
reasons with him. Um, his career was obviously fantastic. He started off with at a big club. Then it's like, okay, well, he didn't really make it out the traps there. Then Arsenal took a risk. So he's like, all right, cool. I'm new country, new place. Not many people know me. That's fine. I'll just get my head down and work.
Yeah,
And when he got his head down and worked, he fucking worked and
yeah,
worked and worked. And he was just fucking amazing. Like he was, honestly, for me, he's one of the best Premier League strikers we've seen. A lot of people will argue, oh, he didn't do it in the big games. Like goals, mate, he scored all types of goals. All
yeah.
types of goals. He entertained. Like when I was watching football back in the day, I wanted to be entertained. And how many strikers were entertaining the way Thierry was when we were growing up?
Yeah. No,
It meant,
I think he's like between him and Ronaldo, the two best players to ever play in the Prem for sure. I know people will say, well, surely it's Ronaldo because of
yeah,
what he went on to do at Real Madrid, but
yeah.
Thierry Henry was there longer, and yeah, I think there's definitely
Like lived in England. He started in Italy, then lived in England, and then Spain, and then over to America. I mean, all of
yeah,
those countries. Well, maybe apart from Italy, because the Italians don't really fuck with us, do they? Um,
no,
but the other countries, well, Spain don't really either. Let's be honest. But I've had so many holidays in Spain. I kind of grew to love going there and enjoy it. So great countries that he lived in. Obviously, finishing off in America, I just like the way he done that. That would have been like me as well. Just
yeah.
just finish.
The only thing I'll say with him is it does make me wonder what he's done with his money because he seems to be doing jobs now where I'm like, what did you do with all that money? Because you shouldn't be sat next to Mika Richards and Jamie Carragher like when you're Thierry Henry. You shouldn't be. You just
Or
shouldn't be sat next to them.
maybe maybe he just doesn't want to be one of those guys that's just not out of the game, like not doing that. Some people just still have that love and that passion for the game. Plus, he's
Maybe.
doing his licenses as well, like the coaching licenses. Maybe he wants to still keep himself around the game. And then if we talk about off the pitch as well, you didn't really hear too much controversy with him like throughout his career. I think there was a year where I think I saw a story where he might have cheated on his partner. Not saying
Yeah,
that would be me, like I'm not saying I would have modeled my whole career on him, but like he was pretty quiet off the pitch. Like you didn't hear too much controversy, too much
yeah,
madness. He's had a kid as well. So on that front, it was I think all round a good model
yeah.
professional, man.
Yeah. To be honest, his biggest mistake was getting into a relationship because he's a really good-looking, successful French guy. Like I can only imagine the truckload of pussy that was getting thrown at him on a weekly basis. It must be outrageous being him. It must be crazy to be him. Going everywhere you go, men are falling at your feet like you're a god, and then women are like, holy fucking shit, this guy's good looking, and he's got that French accent. It must
Yeah,
have been impossible. It's impossible to stay
I
faithful
know
with those
girls that I know
those
girls that
comments.
bad as
Yeah,
well. I know girls that love the French accent. So
yeah, girls
yeah,
go crazy for it, and he's a good looking fellow. He's tall. It's yeah. I can I can see why that happened. You just
so we've
stay
gone with
stay single,
strikers,
fella.
by
Stay
the way.
single until you're like 50. then get yourself into a relationship.
Exactly. You don't want it, because even if you did that at 50, right, you're gonna get with someone that like wouldn't have been chasing you because you were in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah,
a lot of footballers that have them from early, and then like once they're no longer relevant, the missus don't want to know. Like, see ya.
exactly. Yeah, for sure.
That's tough for them as well. But like I said, we were closing off on that game. Thank you very much for that. I enjoyed that. Actually, that was a very good question. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you. Now have some excursions to do and some enjoyment later. What time are you there, by the way?
It's 1:30. 1:30. To be honest,
Guys,
I'm literally I'm going to
hi, guys.
I'm
Joining
going
me
to
at
my wife's
1:30.
friend's house, so it's just going to be me hearing Spanish spoken at a ridiculously fast speed, and then me being like, see.
So
Just stood there like the absolute fucking foreigner that I am. So, but that's fine. That's fine. She did that when you guys came to visit me in Canada. She took the back step, and
yeah,
I've got, it's my time to do that. So it's all good. It's all good. But apparently her friend's quite well off, so she's got like her own pool and stuff. So I was like, I'll pick up some beers and sit in the pool.
yeah. Viva la raza!
Exactly. There's worse days. There'll be worse days I've had than this. So all good.
Exactly.
All good.
But thanks for joining me. Obviously, I appreciate it's like just after the middle of the day there. So, yeah, really appreciate you coming on, being the first guest, getting this started with me. Hopefully, this is going to be the first of many.
Yeah.
Get the views in, get the likes in, and all of that. But don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. The X page, aka Twitter page, or we have to call it X now, don't we? So it's at Top Cinco 2024. So get following. That page has been set up. YouTube, that will be Top Cinco 2024 as well. And then
have you considered Top Cinco Pod as the name out of interest?
do you know what? I did think maybe I should put a project somewhere, but
I reckon do that, because what are we going to do next year?
Oh, that was just the year it was established, but yeah, that's a very good point.
That's true. That's true. But like, it's just but yeah, just
okay.
a little note, for you.
Cheers, buddy. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, mate. And the weekend, of course. And hopefully I will catch you for episode 2 next week, brother.
Yeah, I'll be around. Right. I'll be available. Don't worry. Take care. I'll be there.
Big love.
Peace.
Peace.